Hey, how's it going, everybody? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. My name is Jerome, and welcome to the channel. So, first things first, I just want to say thank you all so much for the new subs. I honestly didn't think I was going to have any views or any subs or anything like that when I started this channel. So, it's pretty cool to see it, uh, to just see it happen, and I'm truly honored for that. The second thing is that I actually made a new Twitter account. I made it just so then people can just hop on there. We can have discussions about certain builds and stuff like that. That way I can see you guys' builds and try to help you out, with what you got going on and stuff like that. And just to have like cool little discussions and stuff, maybe come up with some cool ideas for like new content and stuff like that. um with that being said, as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It does help out a lot. And with that being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video, and that is the number one most controversial card in today's format, and that is Mystic Mine. Man, oh man, does this card just, I don't know what it is, but it gets under a lot of people's skin, and some people just don't care about it. I actually went out of my way to just go to, all these locals that are in my area and just ask everybody around the shop, what is their thoughts on the card? Should it be banned? Should it be, limited? Should it be just left alone? And it's, man, I would ask one person, and then everybody around would hear it, and they'll just all just jump on it, and they'll be like, "No, it should be banned. It should be banned." And some people be like, "You're crazy. It's fine. It's not. it's just it's crazy how like one card, just mentioning one card's name around a group of people would just get them all fired up." So I decided to make a video on it because this card is literally, I think, just the most controversial card right now. I mean, it literally right down the middle. It's 50-50. Half the people love this card and they don't see a problem with it. The other half, they absolutely hate it and they want it gone. They think it's the worst card ever made and they're just freaking out about it. So I wanted to explore this card with all of you, and I just wanted to jump right into it. So I actually took an unbiased look at it over the week to really try to see both sides of where people are coming from. And so I wanted to go over, I think, the top three reasons from both sides, of the group of everybody, that I've seen, because there was a lot of different takes, but I think these three from both sides are like the most ones that I've heard a lot. So first thing, the three reasons why Mystic Mine should be banned. And some of these reasons are pretty funny, but it honestly is the top reasons that I heard so much. So the first one is it's a toxic card. The second reason is that they don't want to use back row removal cards. The third reason is that no one wants to watch pass and go. Right. So what they mean by that is no one wants to watch on streams or people dueling where they're just sitting there, draw, and then pass turn. And the next person is going to draw, then pass turn. They don't want to see that. They're thinking that nobody wants to see that. All right. And then these are the top three reasons why Mystic Mine should just stay. All right. So lower tier decks are playable. All right. And then the next one is this is a meme. This is probably the whole meme around Mystic Mine right now. And this to draw the out, just draw the out for it. You're gonna hear it all the time. Like, just draw the out for Mystic Mine. So that's another top reason I hear all the time. And another one is it can't win on one turn. So a lot of people will say that it's fine within the game because it can't win in one turn. It's not it doesn't win in one turn. It's more of a stall, right? To like build up what you need in order to win, but it takes time, right? So I'm going to explore every single one of these real quick, starting off with, in my opinion, the worst takes, and that it has to be the reasons for it to be banned. I'm not going to lie, the people that are arguing that it should be banned have the worst arguments for this card being banned. and it's laughable. And in all honesty, I'm even going to bring up an example that another content creator made. I'm not going to say his name or anything like that, but I was just laughing when I heard the example because it's terrible. It's a terrible example. But anyways, so the first reason why it should be banned, it's a toxic card. That is literally, I've heard that so many times, and it's just dumb. Like, I'm sorry, but that is just such a bad argument. There's lots of toxic cards. Do you think every toxic card should be banned? Do you think skill drain should be banned? Do you think rivalry of warlords? Maybe. Do you want there can only be one to be banned? I mean, those are pretty toxic, right? What about the barrier statues? Do you want every single one of those to be banned? Because some people say that they want the barrier statue that Floowandereeze used to be banned. Well, if you ban that one, you have to ban all the other ones. Then if you ban all of them, then you have to ban the Vanity's ruler, right? Because it basically does the same thing, and Drytrons use it. And then you would have to ban the other Vanity monster, because then that says also no one can special summon. And then what about the fossil Dyna? You're gonna have to ban that too, because it does the same thing. So you know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many toxic cards. So to have a reason that it's a toxic card to be one of the reasons why it should be banned is pretty. I'm sorry. That's just a lazy thing to say. It's pretty dumb. I don't think. It's just laughable. The next one, I'm gonna actually say that one last. The other one is nobody wants to watch pass and go, or draw and pass. No one wants to watch that. To be honest with you, I think a lot of people like to see that, and the proof is in the pudding, right? Because you can go and look at nationals that we just had, the final duel. You had the Sky Striker player, he had Mystic Mine, and instantly you can hear the crowd go crazy when that card was played, right? And I'm not even gonna lie, I was sitting down, and when he played Mystic Mine, I kind of stood up because I was watching it on my phone. But when I stood up, I was just like, no way. Like, there's, like, what's gonna happen now? It's because he's continuing to play, so that means he can have the out. And he was playing Sword Soul, so yes, there's an out. There's there's the trap card, and there's the spell card, and possibly he probably has other back row removal cards. And and I was just standing up because I was just like, what's he gonna do? Like, and they just kept drawing and passing, and he kept doing that, and you could just tell the anticipation was building up. Like, everyone was just like, all right, he's going to do something. And then when he activated the spell card and he got his on-tiny monster off the field, and Mystic Mine was over with, you can just hear like people freaking out about it. Chat was going crazy and stuff. So obviously people kind of do want to watch that, because you're sitting on the edge of your seat, because you're just like, what's going to happen now? Is the person going to draw the out, or are they going to pop off, or can they OTK them? Like, or is the person with the Mystic Mine gonna pop off and in OTK? You just never know. So it's cool to see that, to see what's going to happen, because you're excited. You're anxious to see what's going to happen. I think a lot of people enjoy that. I would say that nobody wants to watch someone do a 15-minute or a 20-minute long combo just to see the other person scoop their deck up and say, let's go to game 2. I would rather see someone pass and go, just hoping to see them draw the out for it, than to sit there and watch someone do a 15 or 20-minute long combo just to see the other person scoop and just go right into game 2. That is boring. Like, literally every time a Punk Synchro deck was in the feature match, or anything that had a long combo that ended up with a Scythe Lock or something like that, I would instantly just go do something else. I'll just turn the stream off, and I would close out the app, and I'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to go do something else for the next, I don't know, hour, until the next feature match comes on, because I do not care about watching someone do a long combo. And a lot of people are the same way. A lot of people don't want to watch someone do this long, drawn out freaking combo that literally just says you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. Like, it's just, I'm sorry, it's boring. And I think a lot of people also agree with that. And I think seeing someone just draw and pass, and it's a lot better, because you don't know what to expect. Could they deck out? Could they draw the out? Could the other person with the Mystic Mine just OTK? you gotta watch, like you gotta find out. It's more, the anticipation is there, and it's cool to see. Now it is cool to see people build, these big boards, and then the person going next can just like board break them. Those are great, but those happen, they kind of happen rarely. It's not constant all the time. They happen, but it's just like most people, they'll just scoop, and it's just, that's not fun to watch. All right, and the other one was they don't want to use back row removal cards. That is a lazy excuse. You mean to tell me that you don't want to be smart? You don't want to actually prepare yourself? Like you just want to main deck everything and just be like, I don't even want a side deck. I just want to main deck all this, go to an event and win without having to worry about any other thing that's in the meta. Like, come on, bro. Like, you have to prepare, right? You have to do your research. You have to do your homework. You got to sit there and you got to look at what's meta, what's in the loop, what are people using, what's the top card, stuff like that, and what can you do to counter those things. If you don't want to sit there and side deck at least one back row removal card, then do you just want to lose to every Elec player? Or like, come on, you're not only side decking the Harpies or the Twin Twisters or the Cyclones or any of these things for just Mystic Mine. No, you're putting it in there also for the Elec players. They got floodgates out the ass. They got a lot of it. So you got to prepare for all of that. Even if you just put one Harpy's Feather Duster in your extra deck, you at least know, right? You at least know that you now have at least one out to a Mystic Mine when you see it. You know that you're good. And then after you get rid of it, just plan to OTK. You know what I'm saying? Or have another way of getting over it, whether it be with like traps or something. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe set up an Omni Negate to where if it activates, you can just negate it. I just think it's so lazy that people use that as an excuse that they don't want to use back row removal cards. I always use them because you never know what people are going to be using. I don't want to be floodgated, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to be floodgated. So why don't you just side at least one back row removal card? It's not that hard. You can put 15 cards in your extra deck. You can dedicate one of those slots for at least one of those cards. It's not that big of a deal. Everybody wants to play exactly 40 cards in their main deck, but there's no problem with going to 41 to just throw in a Harpy's Feather Duster. It's not going to hurt. I'm telling you, it's not going to really throw off the numbers that much. It's just one card. So I don't know how that's even a reason why they want the card to be banned. It's just a joke. Like what do you mean? All right, and then for the reasons to keep mine, I think these reasons are actually pretty solid. Even the meme one, right? It's pretty solid as well. So lower tier decks are playable. That is true. Mystic Mine allows all these lower tier decks to be used, right? They can play. They can actually do something. For these people that can't afford these expensive decks like Sprites, Tearlaments, Sword Soul and stuff, they can't afford these things. They can play these lower tier decks that are cheaper, these budget decks, and they can throw in 3 copies of Mystic Mines, and they can actually play the game, and I think that that's something that's important, like you got to look out for everybody. You can't just look at the tippy top people, the people that want to stay at the tippy top because, they're the naysayers and stuff. Like, got like the, they got the money to play the game and all that kind of stuff. You can't just always look at them. You have to look at everybody. And I think Mystic Mine is that card that helps everybody. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an OG or a pro or a decent player. I think Mystic Mine helps everybody in the game, and that's great. Like, so the next one, the meme one, draw the out. It's true. If you side deck properly, like you're supposed to, like every good player does, you can draw the out. If you side deck 3 of them and you put 3 of them in, that's 3 cards that you can possibly draw into. Or you can probably start with 1 in your hand. It happens all the time. It's possible you can draw the out. I don't know. The next one, uh, can't win in one turn, and that's true. A lot of Mystic Mine people that use Mystic Mines is like Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers have a slim chance at winning in one turn, slim chance. That's why you see them, they'll activate it and they just sit on Hayate and they'll just keep poking because that's all they can do. Like they can go into the Hulk play and make Exus Code Talker and try to do enough damage for game, but who's to say you don't have an Effect Veiler in your hand, just waiting for the Exus Code Talker to hit the field, right? So Mystic Mine typically cannot it's not an OTK card. It's a card to stall the game out so then you can build up enough, fuel to possibly OTK. So I think that is a pretty good solid reason why it should stay is because it's true. It's not like these other cards. Like there's people out there that think that Hulk is not a problem and mine is, but I have to keep saying, to these people that Hulk can enable an OTK in the first. It can win in the first turn. It can set up a Scythe lock that can immediately cause the person to say, "Let's go into the next game." It can set up a whole entire. It can set up like you see it all the time. You can go into the Exus Code Talker route. You can go into the Chaotic Ruler route or whatnot. You can go. There's Dragon Links. You can go into it's just endless options. Hulk has endless options, and it's just all when the Hulk hits the field and you can't stop it. I guarantee you just feel like a weight is just crushing you when it happens because you're just like, what is this person going to do? Because I have nothing in my hand to stop this. Where are we going? Are we just going to game two? We're going to game two because I can't stop any of this, right? And it sucks. It really sucks when that happens. But when someone has a Mystic Mine and you have the out in your deck or in your hand, you're probably like, I'm not worried. Let's do this. Let's go. We're gaming. And this is great. And to touch on what I said earlier about another content creator, one of his things when he was like, oh, like he says that Mystic Mine should be banned because he was like, oh, this funny one was, draw the out, just draw the out. And he was just like, he used an example about being locked in a room, someone pouring in toxic gas and saying, hey man, just put on a face mask. And you're looking around for a face mask. And you're like, well, there's not one in here. What that tells me is that you're going to an event without sighting properly. Then why even go to the event? You're just preparing yourself to lose then. You know what I'm saying? Like, be smart, people. Be smart. If you're going to a competition, you're going to play. You spent money, right? In this game. This game is not cheap. You spent money in this game and you spent money to play at an event. I do that and I want to win. So what do? I do my homework. I sit there and I look at a lot of builds. I look at a lot of builds. I look at the meta. I look at the rogue decks. I look at the top cards being used in every single one of these decks. I look at some rogue cards being used. I look at some tech choices, and I sit there and I weigh my options and I sit there and say, what can hurt my deck the most? What can I do to prevent that if I see it? And I prepare for that, right? That is how you become successful at just about anything, right? In life, you got to prepare yourself for it. Don't just go in and be like, I got this in the bag. And then you get destroyed and you're just like, ban that card because it beat me, ban it. Like, no, man, like you got to prepare for it, right? You got like, I understand you can get salty at times, right? I get salty at times too. Like a buddy of mine, he summoned Baguskill on me and I don't have an out in my hand, but I did play like 6 cards in my deck that can out the card. I just never drew it. And I was salty. I was just like, they should ban that card. I can't believe it's not banned yet. Because well, there goes my camera. I don't know what's going on with it, but I was like, they should ban it because it's literally just like a broken card that stops everything but link monsters. But then when I realized that I was doing it because I was just, I was saying the things, but I was just mostly just saying it just joke around because I understand that there's so many ways to get over it. So you just have to realize that there's a lot more problematic cards in this game, right? And to say that Mystic Mine is at the top of the list is ridiculous. It's not. All right. So in my last video, in my predictions video, I said that Mystic Mine should be limited, or just stay unlimited. And today I still agree that it should be either limited or unlimited. I don't see why it should be banned, but if Konami bans it, I'm fine. I don't care. Like, Mystic Mine's a great card. I think it's funny. I enjoy the chaos that it brings to the table and stuff. I could care whether it, I just don't care if it gets banned or if it stays like unlimited, or if it gets limited, or if it gets semi-limited. I don't care. Like I said before, the only card I really want to see get banned is Scythe. Artifact Scythe should be banned. If, and if how it gets banned with it as well, I'm sleeping good, like, so I really, that's, I could just care less about Mystic Mine at this point. If it stays, great. If it's banned, great. It's never been a problem for me anyways. I have had Mystic Mine activated on me. I don't know, like probably a lot. I've had it activated on me a lot. And you know how many times I lost to Mystic Mine? I lost to Mystic Mine 0. I have not lost to a single Mystic Mine yet. Till this day, I haven't lost to it because I've always prepared myself for that card and I've always gotten around it. So I don't know. All I can say is just do your homework, learn from others, better yourself, and prepare yourself. Okay, before you go to an event. That's all I can say. Just do that. And you will slowly but surely get better at the game. All right. With that being said, that's all I have. And this video is pretty long. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I just had to visit this topic because I hear this all the time about Mystic Mine, and I just love seeing the chaos that it brings to the table. It's enjoyable. And I don't know why my camera is just not focusing really well on me anymore. I need to get a new one, but actually I have one. I just don't feel like it's like an actual camera. I don't know where to put it because I'm running out of room here on this desk. I also need to get me an actual mic so I can, I don't know, sound better or whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna have another deck profile coming up probably tomorrow. I don't want to give out the name just yet, but I just want to play it really quick before going into sprites because I got lucky enough and picked up sprites. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.